Well, hello and welcome to the most far reaching, far out, crazy kind of tarot reading on the internet or any place else. This is the Tao Manifesting Tarot. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. If this is the first time, I hope this meets your expectations. If you've been following me along, God bless you. Give you a big hug and a kiss over the internet. So let's get to today's reading, Mind Over Machine. Tao Manifesting Tarot, I told you, the most unusual tarot reading. I've done tarot for over 20 years. Give you a little background. 20 years. In that time, I have come to decide, from my personal experience, tarot doesn't predict anything. What it does do, however, is it's the science of potential. Because since everything is frequency, according to Tesla, so is tarot. I use three cards. I use them specifically because three has kind of a quote unquote magical quality to it, very important. So I use three cards, put together a little storyline, little energy, little frequency. The tarot part says, okay, here's the frequency. You understand it. You got it. Because I make it very plain, very simple. I don't get complicated. I want you to see it, feel it, touch it, taste it, whatever. So at the end of the reading, here you have this frequency. You decide, here's the potential of tarot. Yes, no. Or maybe. Maybe you need a little thinking time if you're kind of feeling it out. I don't veer from the clear message. These are important times. You need to get a serious message to help you make it through. No rainbows, no unicorns, no fantasy, no wishful thinking, no outer space waves coming at us. Focusing, the ability to manifest, is your human kryptonite. You create pictures in your own imagination. You don't get them from AI, a laptop, desktop, smartphone. People lean on these things. It really scares the shit out of me. I got to tell you something, man. We are going down easy and we are going down fast. Why think I got my smartphone? Why think is because you're a human being. God gave you the gift of thinking. The less you do it, the less you can do it. And that's where the trouble begins. So, okay, that's tarot, 20 years. Okay, science of potential. Now, I've also done numerology and astrology for 50 years. Those are the sciences of cycles, within cycles, within cycles, I mean, it gets crazy. So, my idea here is to keep everything simple, clear, clean, so that you really get a good sense, a good grasp. So, the tarot is our destination. Okay, that's the energy that you have to make a decision about. But the numerology and astrology tell me how we're going to get there by looking at the energy right now and finding another place in the history where it was very similar or the same, so that you can go, oh, I get it. That's what happened then. Same kind of thing is happening now. Not exact, but the same kind of energy. For example, and I do this every day because it's a good, clear example. 1776, July 4, we signed Declaration of Independence. We have Pluto in one place. We have Uranus in one place. 250 years later, because it takes Pluto 250 years to go around the solar system, 250 years later, what do you know? Pluto and Uranus in the same place again, just like 1776. That happened about a couple of years ago. But because these are faraway planets, these are generational. Their effects last for quite some time. Pluto, maybe a year or two. So you see what's going on in the world right now. It's Pluto Uranus energy. Pluto is evolution, Uranus is revolution. That's what we're doing. People on an intuitive basis know the game is changing. The question is, which ways are going to change, and that's up to us. That's where the tarot comes in. That's the choice. That's the potential. So I give you this energy from the past, bring it into the future. This is how it's affecting us or infecting us, as the case may be. Now let's give you the tarot choice. How are you going to use the energy? Given this circumstance, these situations, how are you going to use the frequency? tarot frequency. Yeah, big stuff. Before I get too involved as we continue on, I want to remind you I do have an email. You can contact me, please do. Tau-tarot at proton.me, Tau-tarot at proton.me. I've been kind of sloppy in this communication thing. I'm an old man. What the hell? I'm not so focused all the time as I would like to be. So I got one email. Please contact me. Good, bad, indifferent. Say whatever you're going to say. I'll respond. Tau-tarot at proton.me. Alrighty, so we laid it all out. Let's get into the astrological portion of it. This kind of sets the base for this reading. All right, gives us some dimension, something to sink our teeth into. Now, for the past couple of months, I've been working on an idea called the Conquest of America. Because what we've been told in terms of American history, in fact, all history, is bullshit. The people who run this world, the deep state, I'll call it, they've lied to us every step of the way, every step of the way. And it's always been from their point of view. Generally, the bankers' point of view. Whatever the people with money wanted, they rewrote history. They've done it plenty of times. All you got to do is look at John D. Rockefeller. 1900s, early 1900s, he spent a lot of money turning things around. There's a lot there. I'm not going to put time on it today. We're going to go up to the year 1933. Yesterday, I talked about how important 1933 was. I think it was a critical year in America, in the world. I mean, it really stood out. Equal to or greater than our signing the Declaration of Independence. 1933 had four things happen, at least four things that I'm going to focus on, that completely changed the direction of the United States and the world. Yesterday, we talked about a Marine, a guy who was twice decorated for the Congressional Medal of Honor. That's really, really rare. But after World War I, serving in World War I as a kid, he was only 14 when he signed up, he was given the job of being the liaison between Wall Street and the Pentagon. Spent 25 years doing that. When he retired in 1933, he wrote a book called, well, let's put it this way, War is a Racket. It's only a 50, 60-page book, but this man knew. He was the guy who did all the negotiating between the Pentagon and Wall Street, and he said, man, it's a shithole. It's the bankers, it's Wall Street that move everything, and it's terrible. Well, Smedley Butler was quite a hero in the United States in 1933. People loved him. And because of that, there was a gentleman by the name of, and I use gentleman with pejorative sense, Prescott Bush, father of George Herbert Walker Bush and the dumb Bush that followed as president. The two Bush presidencies. There's the father. There's the creator of both of those idiot presidents. George H.W. Bush, I think, was absolutely traitor, criminal, and the fact that he didn't put time in prison is amazing. His son, he's an idiot. Put him off in the corner by a bush. He'll be happy. But the progenitor of those two, Prescott Bush, worked with the banks, the deep state, who, by the way, did not like President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. Because FDR wanted to help the middle class. I mean, we were going through the Depression. Things were horrendous. And the bankers said, no, I don't like that. No. We're doing this Depression thing because we want to wreck the middle class, damn it. What the hell are you doing? They were really pissed off at him, so much that this Prescott Bush, along with a few others, decided that they were going to attempt to assassinate FDR. They've done that to presidents before. They did that to Lincoln, did it to McKinley, because they played with the money. And you don't play with the money when you play with the bankers. Well, it didn't happen. And the reason it didn't happen is because of that Smedley Butler guy, that Marine guy. He went to Congress back when there were still one or two good people in Congress, and he said, hey, there's this assassination thing that's being, they wanted me to front it because I'm popular with with people, and so they want me to be the front man. I don't want anything to do with it. I'm letting you know. So Congress stopped it. Never happened. The bankers did destroy the middle class at that time. They did serious damage anyway. As far as Prescott Bush, he didn't serve any jail time, didn't go to jail, wasn't arrested, and in fact, after World War II, became the head of one of the big New York banks. So crime does pay. Tomorrow, we'll take another dip into the year 1933 and expose more. 1933 was a hell of a year, and very few people are aware of it. The astrology that ties in is that Uranus and Pluto were in difficult relationships to one another. They were what they call squaring. It was like turning a corner. And you had Jupiter and Saturn in what we call a quincunx. That's 150 degrees. In other words, it's like trying to look around a corner, but you're not around the corner. You're trying to almost guess or feel what's around the corner. So when you have these planets like this, what you do is you have this movement forward, but in a bad direction. Not helpful, not a good direction, but you don't matter. And then with the Jupiter quincunx Saturn, you got change, but in a negative way. And the reason it is because Saturn is retrograde. They didn't see the whole picture. They weren't looking at the picture. They had their own agenda. So here we have the energy of change, but in a negative direction. So that's what we have coming up tomorrow. Again, like I said, part 3 of this dig into 1933, maybe the single most important year in the history of America. Let's go to the meme of the day. Threw these up here because I want you to know how you're being lied to. New tests being done show that there are extremely high levels of glyphosate even in organic cereal brands. If you think you're getting grass-fed meat, if you think you're getting organic food, nothing exists like that anymore. Nothing. You got the glyphosate that crops are soaked in, and of course, the animals are going to eat the crops, and so that's a problem. They're injecting animals with all sorts of crap. You have things falling from the sky that we know are dangerous. They have mercury, aluminum. They have biologics in them. They're horrendous. So if you think you're buying something organic, I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't bet on it. I don't think there's a single thing that you can buy in the grocery store anymore that's safe for you. You got to eat. They know that. That's why they're poisoning our food. And a follow-up story, there's this lawyer in the Netherlands, in Europe, who's suing Gates and Bourla, the guy that I think runs one of the big shots vaccine people. Anyway, a lawyer is suing both Gates and Bourla for COVID vax injuries. Guess what? He's been arrested and he's in prison. What do you want to think that maybe Bill Gates and little Bourla guy, Anthony Bourla, they teamed up and they said, we're going to make some bullshit up about this lawyer and we're going to get rid of him. If they could kill him, they probably will, and we'll see how that all turns out. But again, the stink. There is no such thing as organic anymore. And the lawyer who tries to make Gates and Bourla accountable gets thrown in prison. Let's go to the missing link. Little play here. People will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Unfortunately, that's true. With this vax stuff, I've not been. People were really, really assholes about it. Boy, they just said bad stuff to me. I mean, water off a duck's back, I didn't care. And I care even less now because they're dropping like flies. We know with what we're finding out about the ingredients in the vax, I mean, it's even tied into cellular system. Yeah, the cell phones. They actually activate stuff inside the people who've been vaxxed. So the idea is to get you to start thinking. The whole idea of this podcast, think about yourself, but in a positive way, in a generous way, in a gentle way. You go, I'm too small. I can't make a difference. This is a huge problem. And the quote that I want you to hang with is, when you think you're too small to make a difference, try sleeping in a tent with a mosquito. Yeah. Let's go to the tarot. Two of Swords. Twos are always decisions. Swords are finding facts, finding information. And you see here this person with the two swords across their chest, they're blocking emotions, they're blocking their thoughts, they're blindfolded, they're blocking their heart, their mind. They don't want to know, but there's a big puddle of water behind them. Water always in tarot means intuition. They know it, they feel it, they understand what the hell is going on. They know what the game is, but they don't want to admit it. This is the kind of mentality that we are fighting through. Most people are very comfortable to lying to themselves, even though it makes their situation worse, way worse. They don't care. They're thinking about right now. That's all. And that's the problem. So we go to the Knight of Swords, incisiveness, knowledge. There will be some piece of information, swords being information, right, Data? There will be some piece of information that's going to wake you up. That's going to get you moving. That's going to get you inspired. Embrace that. That's critical. Absolutely essential for our survival. I mean, we're on the edge between 2027 and 2030. I'm telling you, the shit's going to hit the fan. It's already happening. Pull your head out of your ass. Start to face reality and start to improve yourself. Small things. Small mosquito in a tent. Think that. Final card is the Fool card. That's faith and believing. It's my favorite card in the tarot. I mean, he's got nothing. All the material stuff. He's got a knapsack, got a flower, got a little pet dog, and he's standing on the edge. It's where we all are right now, whether you realize it or not, whether you accept it or not. That's where we are. You're going to move forward in faith, or you're going to cower in the corner. A lot of people are cowering in the corner, but there are signs that people are starting to wake up and get active. And that's what it's going to take. One by one, little mosquitoes getting together and really taking on business. It's been successful every time people got off their ass in history. Every time the population got off its ass, things got better. How are you going to contribute? Well, how are you going to do it? By thinking through what needs to be done and then taking action. That's it for now. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. We're out of time, but boy, oh boy, do you make the day extra special good. And please like and subscribe. That is essential. There is so much going on quietly behind the scenes in the internet. Please support thoughtful podcasts like this. Like and subscribe. Between now and the next time you and I get together to do Little Tarot, peace and blessings.